A recent comment regarding the use of XRP money by the Federal Reserve of the United States grabbed headlines. David Antafulti, a senior vice president of the St. Louis branch of the Federal Reserve, recently discussed the potential applications of Ripplet in the realm of payment processing technology in a chat. Additionally, he brought up the point that XRP is crucial to Ripplet. Many have pointed out that the Federal Reserve might delegate payment duties to a third party such as Ripple, in some cases as stated by David Antafulti, in order to facilitate these transactions. The result might be a dramatic increase in the price of XRP, perhaps even reaching the $20,000 threshold. Remembering that the move by the Federal Reserve was not entirely anticipated is also crucial. Not long ago, maybe even a month ago, the Federal Reserve acknowledged in an official statement that XRP and XLM could contribute to the enhancement of the blockchain component, its payment processing service, FedNow. Many people are taking notice of Ripple because of its innovative cross-border payment methods and open-source technologies for financial transactions. It is anticipated that with Ripple's technology integrated into FedNow, unpredictable levels of value will be attained by XRP. We appreciate you visiting our trustworthy site for XRP information, and you're very welcome. If you could join our group by clicking the like button, subscribe button, or notifications button before we begin, that would be great. If you do this, you will receive a large amount of XRP. Stay connected with us once we hit 60,000 followers. Submitting your offer is as simple as following 3 steps. Verify that you have completed each one. The website has to be completed. The central bank and the government. The partnership between Ripple and the Federal Reserve was formally announced, is now concentrating on this collaboration. We titled this study The United States Path to Faster Payments. Part 1 of the study, titled The Faster Payment Task Force Approach, states that contacting the Federal Reserve to discover new payment choices includes Ripple heavily. Discussed in the article are the incredible real-time international money transfers made possible via Ripple, typically taking 2 to 4 days to complete. The fees associated with these types of transactions are also difficult to monitor and comprehend. This can all change with Ripple, as it allows for direct settlement of payments and fees and fully displays their status. United States-based funds are now part of Reserve's expanding connection. The fact that viewers can set their own pace when reading various pieces of content lends credence to this. The study primarily focuses on the ways in which major central banks such as the BIF, the Fed, and the Saudi Arabian, Ripple and the Monetary Authority are collaborating to enhance the home payment system, with an emphasis on providing a free global real-time settlement infrastructure and centralized peer-to-peer settlement. The paper also discusses the alterations that Ripple Labs has made at the most fundamental level of payment processing. The system will supersede the existing methods of transmitting funds, since the Federal Reserve will implement and utilize it. In hindsight, there were precursors to this shift. A year ago, during a Federal Reserve-hosted news piece on Fox News, the Ripple logo was prominently displayed. As an added bonus, Ripple is now officially on the list of operating in the shadows partners for the Federal Reserve Board, the Bank of International Settlements (BIS), the International Monetary Fund (IMF), and the Bank of International Settlements. Global currency is primarily managed by the Bank of International Settlements (BIS). As you go more into the intriguing realm of international banking, this becomes increasingly apparent. A giant leap forward has been made by Ripple by breaking into this market. Jessica Chan, a member of the President's Council at this report from the U.S. Department of the Interior, cites the Board of Governors of Frederick Share. Things seem to be falling into place, leading many to believe that Jess, a former Ripple Deputy General Counsel, is responsible for this. Anyone interested in the finer points will like this spot. Indeed, however, that is merely first steps. What I'm about to say could come as a surprise to a lot of you. Financial institutions may suffer losses due to increasing interest rates and real estate market pressures, according to a recent statement from the Federal Reserve. They have discussed this matter with several. It appears that XRP is also being considered for usage by the BRICS nations and the EU, all of which are involved in joint development projects. The European Union has said that the future digital euro will be built on XERC, and that the XCR ledger will be utilized to monitor the movement of assets. There is evidence to back this up in multiple studies. The price of XCRP is about to skyrocket. According to a highly regarded analyst, They are expected to hit a high of 500.50 in the near future, and if word gets out, they may even reach $10,000. Supposedly, this concept originated with Arthur Brito, who was involved in the development of Ripple. It becomes increasingly apparent that XRP's story is evolving rapidly as we progress through the film. This is because the BRICS nations have chosen to collaborate with Ripple to construct their central bank digital currency on the GRIS platform, following the conclusion of the regulatory battle between the SEC and Ripple. This seems to be occurring according to recent news reports. The BRICS nations' digital currency, backed by a central bank, will play a significant role in global finance. We will investigate Ripple's extensive network in further depth. It covers all of the BRICS countries. Brazil, the site of a pivotal event made possible by advances in international financial technology, will serve as our starting point. With Ripple, this project has been instrumental in Brazil's launch of an innovative on-demand cryptocurrency transaction liquidity service. In terms of financial technology, the nation has made great strides. Russia is going to be the next nation we cover. Numerous statistics demonstrate that President Putin has brought about changes. There has been a noticeable shift towards Ripple Labs as a means to decouple from the US dollar and the petrodollar ever since SWIFT blocked Russia's access to their payment system. The objective is to establish a digital money for the Russian Federation's central bank. In addition to being against SWIFT's regulations, this activity Russia can maintain its participation in the global banking system thanks to the encrypted ledger's decentralization, which is a major advantage. Meanwhile, attention moves to India's Ripple, which is spearheading yet another major project and powers the country's massive digital rupee. Plan of action. Technology developed by Ripple Labs is the driving force behind this endeavor. This is a major development in India's ambitions to become a global leader in the sex industry, but it is far from over. Along with the United States, China is attempting to break into the digital currency market. Ripple's growing prominence in Africa's financial sector is evidenced by the issuance of cryptocurrencies by official organizations. Similarly, the 2022 African blockchain study found that CBDCs are gaining prominence on the SHRP ledger over the whole continent of Africa. Among other things, the article discusses the fact that over a dozen additional African nations use SHRP and Ripple for their financial transactions.